Hey, what's up? It's your girl Neek, and tonight we're going to be talking about a young mother of a 1-year-old losing her life to basically falling in a canal after trying to save her cousin. Now, this incident took place at 3:40 a.m. or around 3 a.m. ish, and it just to me raised some questions. But I'm going to go to the news report to kind of bring you guys up to speed on what is being said about this super tragic event of this young mother becoming unalive. It is just so sad and tragic for her to lose her life and leaving a child behind. And let's go to it, especially knowing that she did not even know how to swim.
Diamond Shelton didn't even know how to swim, but that didn't stop her from jumping in when her younger cousin slipped and fell into a canal.
Just a very unfortunate incident.
22-year-old Diamond Shelton died trying to save her cousin. Diamond was with two female cousins around 4 o'clock Friday morning. Detroit police say one of the women slipped and fell into the canal near Ford Park in the Jefferson-Chalmers area. Diamond jumped in to save her but started to struggle. That's when the third woman called 911 but eventually jumped in too to try and help. When Detroit police and fire got there, firefighters had to pull all three women from the water. Diamond.
All right. So I'm going to play a little bit more of that in a second. But as you see so far is basically letting you know that they were there around between 3 and 4 a.m. Now, when I was looking in all of the news reports, they kind of make sure to show the park sign and show the time that the park closes. Now, this particular park closes at 10 p.m. and they were there in the wee hours of the night. Now, in the wee hours of the night, there is going to be limited lighting. Now, I talked to some people, or not some people, one person who said that they lived in that area and frequented this particular park. And they said there was a river walk along the river and there was benches. So it was kind of odd for them to be so close to the water at that time of night to where one of them would fall in, another who doesn't know how to swim jumps in, and then all three ending up inside, to which they were not even able to get out themselves. The police department, fire and rescue, were the ones to help them all three out of the water. It's just a super sad situation to a tragic end. I'm going to go to her family to see what her family has to say. They are hoping that there was no foul play involved. Now, her family spoke to Channel 7 in Detroit. So let me pull that up for you guys and play it.
Diamond's a sweet kid. She just had a baby not even a year ago. She just had a little girl. She's a sweet kid.
That's the kind of person Diamond Shelton's family says she was. I spoke with her aunt, Denise Williams, with her mother and father and other relatives standing close by. They say she was also the kind of person who would risk her life to save another.
It's just a tragedy what happened, and she tried to save her cousin's life, and that was a good deed.
Detroit police say this morning at 3:45 a.m. they received a call from AB Ford Park along the Detroit River. Someone had fallen in.
A person went to stand up and slipped into the water, and then someone jumped into the water to attempt to save her, and somebody else also jumped into the water.
Police and fire pulled all three women out. Shelton's cousin survived. Sadly, Shelton did not make it.
We hurt right now. We just really hurt, and we want everybody to just keep us in prayers. So we really don't know what really happened. It's an ongoing investigation, so we just hoping that it was no foul play.
Police say this is all preliminary information and that at this point it's unclear if alcohol was involved.
All right. So as you can see, her family member is basically saying that they are extremely hurt by this. And they are hoping that there was no foul play involved. And when she said that, that kind of stuck out because when I first heard it, and I'm like, I didn't even know that it was 3 a.m. in the morning that this happened. And when I first heard the story, I kind of like raised my eyebrow a little bit. But then as more details come out and the fact that it was 3 a.m., super, super pitch black out at night, super cold and chilly. When you read through the reports, they talk and they describe how when they were pulling them out, the waters were very icy and cold. So then that lets me know that it was very, very extremely cold outside. And talking to someone who says that they live in the area and that there's park benches along the way, like even if you want to kind of like chill and, because out here there is a bonfire culture. I live in California, and a lot of people go to the beach, after hours of the time that you're technically supposed to be there, and will have like bonfires and things like that. But whenever people have like bonfires, it's kind of like in the middle of the sand. It's not like right near the water. So like even if you're drinking and hanging out, you're not by the water. So to be that close, that late, and then someone slips in, I hope like her family that there was no foul play involved. And there is situations to where it's just simply a tragedy. It's simply hanging out, just in a simple freak action type of tragedy that happens. So, hopefully this wasn't like something weird going on and that they were genuinely just, wanted to get out the house. Maybe that's the kicking spot where you could just hang out. Because like I said, I live in California. So at our beaches, people do go after hours. But, I don't know. I just, let me play a little bit more of the news reporting, and then I'll share with you guys what her family is saying about it, who basically is like, remembering her in Facebook posts and whatnot. I'll show that in a second.
Later died at the hospital.
My thoughts and prayers go out to the family. I couldn't imagine, something like this happening to one of my kids.
Diamond's family tells Fox 2 she leaves behind a 1-year-old daughter. The other 2 women involved were uninjured.
We certainly want people to enjoy the parks, but just be safe.
Commander Keith Williams says no foul play was suspected in Diamond's death, adding to be extremely cautious around canals and the Detroit River.
Parks close at 10 o'clock.
All right, so as you can see, they are saying that no foul play is suspected, but it's kind of early to fully determine that, I think. But if they're, on the onset, it probably didn't feel as though. I'm just going off what the family said, and the family said that they hope it's not no foul play, but it's kind of early to like unanimously just rule it out, I would think. But, police in their investigations.
We encourage people not to go there after dark. But again, I don't want to sound insensitive. Somebody lost their life. It's a very unfortunate incident.
Sources tell Fox 2 that alcohol may have played a role in this tragedy. Detroit police say they're still investigating. Jessica Dupnack, Fox 2 News.
People not to go
cautious around canals. Women involved were uninjured.
This is what it looks like.
We certainly want people to enjoy the
2 women involved were uninjured.
Like the water looks kind of choppy. When they're playing it.
We certainly want people to enjoy the parks, but just be safe.
Adding to be extremely cautious around canals and the Detroit River.
Parks close at 10 o'clock.
Okay, so I'm wondering, those guardrails where it shows, like, is that where it happened, where those guardrails were? I don't know, they didn't say, but I was kind of wondering if it took place, like, because they keep showing on the news those guardrails, and they keep showing that. So I'm suspicious to know, like, if that's where it happened.
We just hoping that it was no foul play.
Police say this is all preliminary information, and that at this
the family
point,
saying they hope it's no foul play.
We just hoping that it was no foul play.
Police say this is all
preliminary. And then you see this guy right here. He's also by those guardrails. So I'm gonna have to ask the person that I was talking to, like, are these guardrails around the entire river? Because they keep showing in all of the news reportings them reporting around these guardrails. So is this I don't know. Are these guardrails around the whole entire perimeter of where you can, access the river?
Information, and that at this point it's unclear if alcohol was involved.
We just hoping that it was no foul play.
Police
Prayers. So we really don't know what really happened.
You see how those guardrails go around? So I'm interested in knowing, like, I don't know. That's interesting. I don't know. Let me see if y'all can see what I see. Yeah, it looks like those guardrails kind of go around the entire thing from just the glimpse that I'm able to see. I don't live in Detroit, so I never been there, so I don't know. But, you know, it looks like it has this pavement river walk part right here, and then it has these guardrails right here. And that's where each time I'm looking at different news articles, they keep showing these guardrails and highlighting these guardrails. And then, you know, the news, they'll try to subtly show some stuff. You know, like they kept trying to highlight the sign where it showed that the park closed at 10, and they kept highlighting certain things. Like they won't say it, but they'll kind of put it, you know, in there so that you'll look at it type of thing. You know, the news, y'all not low. Y'all are not low. But anyways, nonetheless, it's still a tragic situation. A young mother is, you know, not here anymore because because they were at this Riverwalk and she tried to save her cousin. You know, I know that her cousin probably feels, survivor's remorse at this time, I would assume, being that she's the one who fell in, and her cousin, whom they also highlight did not know how to swim, jumped in to save her, and she was the one to be able to survive, and her cousin was not. You know, it's just a sad and unfortunate thing. My condolences go out to her family. It's a sad and sucky way to go. I wouldn't wish it on anybody, just drowning and being kind of helpless in some of these currents, because there has been situations where people do know how to swim and the currents are very choppy, especially like, you know, at nighttime and things like that, where the water is very, very choppy and you could get kind of swept into it, even if you are a okay to good swimmer, to where, you know, you're trying to help somebody, they're panicking, you know, and when somebody's panicking, they could be pushing you down, dunking your head down while you're trying to push them up type of thing. And it could happen to even a good swimmer. So, you know, it's just sad all the way around. But there was her family members who basically made Facebook posts in the onset of her death, basically remembering her. It also appears that there is a GoFundMe. A woman who said that she was her cousin basically posted up this post on Facebook and said, anything helps. And it was a GoFundMe that looks like it was made by a woman who says was her mom. In the description, it says, "Hi, my name is January, and I'm trying to raise money to bury my daughter, Diamond." And that's pretty much all it says when you click the link. So I didn't really click the link to show you guys, but that's pretty much all it says. And it has, you know, this photo right here of her. Now, there was other posts of her friends and family, and I blacked out their names so that, you know, they won't get people, you know, harassing them and anything like that. But so this post was a woman who, she had several posts that says that Diamond was her best friend. And she said, "I never experienced this type of pain before. My one and only friend is gone. God rest her soul and watch over her baby." And she posted photos of them in her memory. Another post basically said, and I'm gonna just be dragging and dropping these one by one. So this next person, I think this was just like a friend, not sure the relation, but it says, "Damn, I really can't believe you made your transition so early. We have so many memories and stories that have MFers dying laughing. Love you, pretty, get your rest." And then they shared photos with her. There's also pictures from what appears to be like, you know, family members, but I'm just going as they pop up on my thing. So this person says this was their God baby, and it says, "Rest up, my beautiful God baby. This pain really hurts. You was trying so hard to get on the right track and was making progress. Love you. So her goddad was saying that, she was trying hard to get on the right path. And then out of nowhere, this, tragedy happened. So, it's just very sad and unfortunate situation all the way around. This person, I think this one was a family member. Hold on, let me make it big. It says, not my keeper. God, I can't take this. Why, God? I need all my prayer warriors to pray for my diary and her family as she deal with this tragedy. I don't know. Pray for my diary. I don't know. So no, this one was like a friend of the family. Okay, so there was other family posts. I'm just going one by one. There was another post. Where was the other post at? Okay, I don't know. I have more posts, but I don't know where they are. But you guys get the gist. She will be greatly missed. It seems as though, a lot of the posts that I read was people who was very, very fond of her, said that she was a nice person, that they really loved her. They're going to miss her. And a lot of people were in disbelief that she was gone. I was able to find her Facebook, which you guys can see it in the tags of the post that the people made. She didn't really have many videos that were public. She had a couple, but she looks like she is a girl who was the life of the party and a very pretty young woman who is very sad and tragic that she has lost her life in this way. Again, my condolences go out to her family. So sad that her daughter is now without a mother, and praying for the people that was with her, who I'm sure have some type of feeling, overwhelming feeling of dang, like, however it happened, especially because, one news report says that they don't know if alcohol played a part, but then the other one says that they feel like alcohol was involved. So, you get different things from different news sources. And just the fact of, like, if they were up, getting lit, hanging out, that's just going to be some very, 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 very hard pills to swallow, especially, when somebody passes away, people are looking for somebody to blame. And so, there's going to be those types of things that they have to face too, as in, like, it's your fault. It's your fault. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not necessarily saying that it is any of their faults. I don't know, and I'm not saying for certain that it was foul play. I'm hoping that it wasn't. But those you get those types of, questions when things like this happens. And, it's just sad. Like, it's just a lot of emotions that happen, and a lot of emotions that people are sifting through and going through and trying to maneuver through when there is a tragedy as such. And a young mother is now gone. She's no longer living. And she has a 1-year-old that is left behind. So I just wanted to report that to you guys, and share that, a lot of the blogs were posting it, but they were very vague with the information. Like, when you go to the blogs, most of them, they don't even report, like, her name. They don't report, like, the time of night it was. They don't report, like, the specifics of the story. So I wanted to, like, share a little bit more details with you guys on this story, as it is extremely, extremely tragic. So with that being said, I'll catch you guys on the next one.